Hey guys, welcome to our Monday night team call. I am so excited to be here with my coach Jen. And tonight I'm going to be taking you guys through a little process. If you have pencil and paper, awesome. I would love for you to jot some thoughts down as we go. But we're really talking about tonight leading from the front and what that means in terms of your own journey, being a challenger, being the best challenger, and as a coach. So we're going to kind of go through those three different things because, to be honest, and I think we all know this, but we don't always put it into practice or we make excuses or whatever. But if you expect your challengers and your coaches to see and experience the success that you want to have, if you want them to experience that, then you have to lead from the front when it comes to all of those things. You have to be willing to be accountable with your own journey. You have to be willing to be your best challenger, and you have to be willing to be your best coach. And if you're not doing that already, hopefully this process will get you to kind of change gears mentally, think about how you can do a little bit better with all of those things. So what I want you guys to do is, as we go through these really three kind of sections, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, and you don't have to jot the questions down, but you can jot your answers down or shorthand it if you want. Jen, is our connection okay? I don't know if I'm going in or out or if you're going in or out. Can you hear me and see me okay? Is it me or is it you?
I'm pretty sure it's me. I think I keep getting my internet is unstable. So you just
Okay.
keep talking and I will
Okay.
do it.
Got it. All right. So first we're going to talk about your personal journey. So at the top of your paper, I just want you to jot down what your current program is that you're doing, whatever that may be. And if you want to put down how the length of time that you've been doing it, like day 1 of 100 or day 17 of 21, if you know how far in you are, that's awesome. If you just want to jot down your program, that's fine too. And then underneath that, with just a couple of words, if you can, because I don't want you to, take forever, jot down your specific goal with this program. It can just be one goal. Your goal might be multifaceted. It might be more fitness-based than nutrition-based. It might be more mental than physical. Might be more nutritional. But whatever it is, just jot down shorthand. You have your program and you have your goal. And I'm gonna put this out there, but if you didn't write down a program, that is problem number one. Because if you're not following a program, how can you expect your followers or your challengers or your coaches to be willing to put in the work if you yourself are not committed to your journey? So make sure you have a program, and if you don't have one, pick one. I will help you. Okay? So now we're going to talk a little bit about, now that you're on your journey, part of your job as a coach is to share your journey with other people in order to inspire and motivate them, etc. So if you're not doing that and you feel stuck or you feel awkward, we're going to talk about 5. Hi. We're going to talk about, Heather, just so you know, quick recap. We're writing things down. So if you have a piece of paper and you want to do that, fine. If not, you can just mentally do this.
All right.
But so far, all we wrote on our paper is our current program and like a short version of your goal with this particular program. Okay. So again, you should be sharing your journey as you go. We're going to just talk really quickly about 5 aspects that you can share with your journey if you feel stuck when it comes to sharing, or if you feel like you're being redundant. Sometimes we get so accustomed to doing the same exact thing every day that we forget to share different facets of our story. So the first part of your journey that you can share, especially if you're starting a new program, is a potential obstacle. So I want you to just take 30 seconds and jot down one, or if you have more than one that comes to mind, potential obstacle that you have when committing to this program. The program you wrote at the top of your paper, and then the goal you wrote underneath it. One thing that you can share about your journey on whatever platform you choose, in whatever manner you choose. The first one is a potential obstacle, because that's something that connects you to your tribe. You share pain points, right? The things that are hard for you are hard for the people that are watching you. So if you share those potential obstacles that you are really focusing on making a change, that resonates with your audience and with people that you're talking to. Second thing, you do not have to write out what this is, but just make a note of it. The second aspect of your journey that you can share is your why. So you can just write down, why. But that's important. People need to know that you have a purpose behind what you're doing, because we all know that motivation only lasts for so long, so you have to be dedicated, and your why is what keeps you dedicated. So if people understand that it needs to be more for them than just, I need to lose 10 pounds, well, it's nice for them to see that you have a little bit more depth. The third thing I want you to write down, and I want you to write an example. Third aspect of your journey you can share. Think of an aspect of your journey that has been slow progress. What do you feel like you've been working on for a long time, and you see small changes, but man, it is a slow process? Because again, social media tricks us into thinking that we start something and then immediately are going to see results. I could go through all 100 days of this program and not feel any more fit. It's completely possible. That could be like very slow progress. And it's important that you remind your audience that it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be a quick fix. If you are trying to really break your sugar addiction and you went from having cocktails 4 nights a week and now you're down to 2, like, that's okay. That's slow progress. You're slowly kicking that sugar addiction or whatever it is. So be sure that you're sharing the slow progress as well. Fourth aspect that you can share, and if you know something already, that's fine. This might come later as you work through your program, but something unexpected that happened during your journey. Share something that occurred that you did not expect. This could be positive or negative. Maybe you pulled your hamstring and now you have to find something else to do and pause the current program that you're on. That would be unexpected. Maybe you found that grocery delivery service is your new best friend, and that was unexpected, and you didn't know that it existed. Now it's awesome. Any unexpected part of the journey is something that is shareable, because I also think that too often people anticipate it's going to be one way, and it's going to always be hard, or it's going to not be hard. Whatever they have in their mind, they don't anticipate veering from that course. It's important to share something that's unexpected to you to remind them of that. Okay, last thing, and then we're moving on. Fifth aspect that you could share about your program, because we all should be following some sort of nutrition plan, is some sort of recipe. It does not matter who you are on this planet, you eat food. And everyone can benefit from a good recipe that is healthy. So your fitness program inevitably has a nutrition plan. And even if you're following 2B Mindset or Portion Fix, whatever it is, it's got a recipe in there. Just share one with your audience. You can put it in your story, step by step what you did. You can share a photo and tell them to, contact you for the recipe. You can put the recipe in the comments. It doesn't matter. But share nutrition, because Beachbody's been pounding home the fact that nutrition needs to be the basis of what we do, because that's where all our results lie, which is true. Okay. And then underneath all of that, I want you to write down if you are currently on Shakeology Home Direct or Performance Line Home Direct, and which one it is, And if it's both, then you can write both. But that's important as a coach. If you expect your challengers to be on Shakeology, Home Direct, or Performance Line, you need to be on that. And if you're not, I don't want to hear your excuses. It's part of your job as a coach. So that just needs to be a priority. Okay, now we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about your current challenge group. Because again, if you expect your challengers to engage, if you expect your coaches to engage, you need to be your best challenger. I mean, if you could envision everyone in your group participating, what would that look like? And if you're not doing that picture in your head, then something is wrong. So there's just 3 things I want you to ask yourself for this part. Number 1, are you checking in to your current challenge group? Everybody is a part of a challenge group, or should be. You've been invited to one, whether or not you have clicked the accept button or actually downloaded the My Challenge Tracker app is neither here nor there. You have been invited, so are you checking in? That's number 1. Number 2, have you led a week of posting in this challenge group in the past? Have you ever done that? If the answer is yes, awesome. Because your challengers need to see that you are present and active as a coach in this group. That's very important. And if you haven't led a week of posting or a month of posting or whatever in a challenge group, I want you to think about why that is. Why haven't you led that? Is it because you are brand new and you don't know what the heck you're doing? Is it because you are too nervous or scared or afraid? Is it because you think you don't have the time? Why is it that you haven't led? And then number 3, if you haven't led, or even if you have, I want you to go back to what topic is your potential obstacle from up top, because that makes for a great week of posting. I do it all the time. I pick out like my insecurity or whatever I'm struggling with, and that is going to become my next topic for our challenge group. Because if it's something that I'm struggling with, inevitably it's something that other people in our challenge group are struggling with. So if you want to lead a week of posting, oh my goodness, that should be a way for you to engage with your challengers. If you're inviting people into this challenge group, they want to see you leading. They don't want to see you on the sidelines never doing anything, because then they're going to follow your lead and be on the sidelines and never do anything. You need to be actively leading in your group. Even if it's just going through and commenting on other people's workouts or shakes or whatever, you need to be a leader in your challenge group. And you need to be your best challenger. So you need to be checking in with your workouts every day. You need to be checking in with your shake every day. Those kinds of things, not just like check the button that says that you did it, but you need to craft some sort of written post so people can see that in there, especially if you're not the one posting every day, like the, actual topic. Okay, last thing. This is related to coaching and leading from the front as a coach, which can be very difficult to do because, yes, you're trying to balance your journey and you're trying to be a good challenger and now you're trying to be a good coach. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming because this is all part of your process. So I'm just going to kind of guide you guys through a couple of things here. So this is related to coaching. I want you to write down your current rank as of last Thursday. What did it read in the back office? I always say back office. I don't know why I say that when I should just say online office. Did it used to be called back office, Jen? Yeah, okay. Well, that explains that. I want you to write down as of today your current Success Club points. How many do you have on the board for the month of July? It's currently July 29th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. However many points you have right now, write that down. And then this is a yes or no question. Are you inviting people / telling people about the coaching opportunity daily or weekly? That's a yes or no. You're either doing that or you're not. And keep in mind, if you're doing that or not, This has to be consistent because it is the compound effect. You can't just do it 3 times and expect those three people to be in it to win it for coaching. You need to anticipate that only 10% of people that you ask if they want information will say yes. And then only 10% of those people are going to say yes to coaching. That's what you need to assume. So if you only invite, or if you only talk to 10 people about coaching, that means one of them is going to tell you they want information. And you can't get 10% out of one. So just roll those numbers in your head that if you really want to grow your business, you have to be talking about the coaching opportunity. And we talked about this last week or the week before when we talked about inviting. And there are discount coaches to invite and there are working coaches to invite. You ought to be doing both. So this leads me to really the biggest question when it comes to coaching. And this is important and your answer might change over time. Do you want to be a coach of coaches or a coach of challengers? And I ask that because if you want to be a coach of coaches, then you need to be mentoring. You need to be looking for those types of people that want to build a business. You need to be actively seeking those people out. If you want to be a coach of challengers, totally fine. And you can be both. But if you just want to be a coach of challengers and you don't really want to build a team, then that's fine. You're just focused on inviting people to your challenge groups consistently and coaching them and helping them, mentoring them as a coach-challenger relationship, regardless of whether or not they're a discount coach, that doesn't matter. But you need to choose your path, because if you are telling yourself that you want to be a coach of coaches, then you need to act like it. You need to plug into personal development. You need to be talking to people shamelessly about what you do as an online fitness and nutrition coach. It shouldn't be this taboo thing that you do. You are proud of what you do. You are honored to do what you do. You are excited to do what you do, and you want to bring more people in on that. You can't shy away from it if you want to be a coach of coaches. So keep that in mind. And if for some reason you feel unprepared to be a coach of coaches, think to yourself, how or where can I find information to help me with what I'm struggling with? I came up with 5 off the top of my head. Places to look for information. 1, Beachbody Champions Facebook page. 2, your online office. 3, Platinum Presenters University. 4, YouTube. 5, Google. And none of those were an actual other human. That's aside from your coach community. If you really feel like you're struggling with some sort of leadership, you guys have the resources. You do. On top of asking the leaders and the coaches on your team. So if you feel ill-equipped in some way to lead, I want you to think about why. Where do you feel like you're lacking? Is it really information on how to help them grow their team? That information is out there. If it's how do I help my coaches get to Emerald, that information is out there. You just have to apply yourself. It's not going to be handed to you when you sign up as a coach, like, here's your registration and here's your success. Like, that's not the way it works. So you really just have to decide. But the important thing that I wanted to remind you guys is if you expect your challengers and your coaches to see success, then you have to be willing to lead from the front. You can't just kind of coast in the back and say, hope everybody else, figures it out on their own, because they'll fall off the wagon like anybody does if they don't have accountability. So anyway, that is my story and I'm sticking to it. Anything to add or questions or any of that good stuff? Sorry if I went too fast. Is there anything you need me to repeat?
No, I think it's all really good points, and I appreciate your honesty and your passion for what you're saying, because I think a lot of times we do get stuck in that, well, I signed up, so why, like, I wish they gave me my book and all my success at the same time. But these are really like your 5 aspects, how to share your journey. Those are really simple, easy things that anybody can start implementing at any time. And I think the more honest and authentic you are with these 5 aspects, the more people you're going to attract to you, and the right kind of people. You know, you want to attract your tribe. So don't post something just because, you know, Ashley Molstead or Melanie Mitro or some other top coach posted it this way. If that doesn't vibe with you, then don't post that, because you're going to end up attracting people that you're not going to make those connections with, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And another thing is that you kind of brought up is like sharing the stuff that you do every day that you're just doing all the time. So it's your routine. But to them, it's not a routine. But for me, sometimes I mess up and I'll be like, I didn't even share anything about that because it's just normal everyday stuff for me now. But I totally forget. So it's a good point to remember to do that every day. So
No, it definitely is. And it constantly surprises me. And I was on a call with my friend Britt's team last week or 2 weeks ago, and she brought up a good point because she had some of her brand new coaches on there, and she said, you know, she's been a coach for 4.5 years, and she said 4.5 years in now to coaching, and Jen, you probably experienced this because you've been a coach longer than I have, is that you get people that you reached out to like 2+ years ago that then come back to you now and are like, hey, so yeah, I think that I'm ready to do this now. And you're like, what? I haven't even spoken to you in like 11 months. You're on my do not contact anymore list because you ghosted me for 17 messages in a row. And now you're ready. Like, but it's just because we're consistent in sharing our journey, and they see how much progress you have made and how you haven't gained those 15 pounds back and how you haven't had, you know, as many struggles with family gatherings and overeating. They see your consistency, and sometimes that's what it takes for people. So yeah, sharing those like everyday things like doing your workout and meal prep, to us, that's like, obviously I'm going to do that. But to other people, it is completely foreign, especially people that just start following you, because hopefully you're continuing to connect with new people through similar pages that you follow, similar interests or brands or whatever. Those people haven't seen what you're doing. They're brand new followers. They don't know your daily routine. They don't know what, you know, your get crab done juice is. They have no idea. They're just hearing that phrase for the very first time, and they are intrigued. So it's important that you continue to share, exactly like you said, Heather, what you're doing every day. But yeah, I just think it's easy to forget. And sometimes we get discouraged as coaches when we're like not seeing other people engage, or we're all of a sudden we add 10 challengers in our challenge group and now only 2 are checking in every day. Like, that's discouraging. But you have to remember that you have to focus on your journey, and other people are watching what you're doing. I had a girl today just message me. She's a discount coach on our team, I think. Maybe not. Anyway, she said, hey, I just ordered Morning Meltdown 100, but my stuff hasn't come yet. Like, give me some advice as I'm like getting started this week. She didn't ever tell me that she wanted to do this program. I never asked her, but she knows that other people on our team are doing it. I've been checking in with our challenge group, and now all of a sudden she wants to do it. Awesome. I'm super pumped.
Who was
I
it?
have no idea. Jackie Krebs.
Oh, Krista just messaged me about it the other day. So I was like, you should do it.
Yeah, I sent her a Facebook message today, actually. That's funny. Yeah, so you never know. I mean, even people in your challenge group are watching what you're doing. So don't ever forget to check back in with those people that have maybe fallen off the wagon, and just encourage them. Make sure they're in your like follow-up rotation, things like that. But anywho, that's all I had. And it was a little like kick in the pants, Coach Kels, but every once in a while, I think that's good. I don't want to get too soft. Okay, anything else before we end this recording? Okie doke.